Power from the roots to the airwaves. Hippie-Fari live on WTHC radio. From the vinyl to the vibes, yeah, the signal stays strong. Roots in the system, play the truth in the song. High-strung hippie with the mic in his hand, broadcasting consciousness across the land. Friday night fire, no slack, no disguise. Real reggae wisdom under red, gold, green skies.
Brought to you by WTHC Radio, Stoner Records, and the Hippie Broadcasting Network. The following broadcast is being filmed in front of a live audience. Now, here's your host, Scotty the High-Strung Hippie.
Hey everybody, it's Hippie, the high-strung hippie, hanging out. And how are you? Welcome in to the Hippie-Fari RootsCast. Yeah, I think that's what we call it. Welcome in. I'm filling in for Scott tonight. I guess he's having internet connection issues. And we have an amazing show tonight. We have Jay Canter. I hope I'm saying that right. Canter, is that right? Close enough? All right, good. Anyway, let me read what I have written here. I wrote a whole bunch of stuff. So I want to thank everybody for being here. Thank you so much for being here. And let's go. Welcome back to the Hippie-Fari radio podcast. Tonight is one of those nights where music meets the message, where rhythm carries purpose, and where the words actually mean something. We're living in a time where noise is everywhere. Opinions are loud, attention spans are short, and the truth can get buried under trends. But every once in a while, an artist shows up who isn't chasing the moment. They're grounded in it. Tonight, we are honored to welcome Jay Canter, the creative force behind strictly conscious roots fusion reggae movement known as Streetlevel Uprising. This isn't reggae for the algorithm. This isn't music made to disappear in 30 seconds. This is street level truth. This is upliftment. This is resistance through rhythm. Jay and Streetlevel Uprising represent something real. Music built from lived experience, awareness, and the belief that sound can still move people, wake people, and maybe even heal people. Tonight, we're not rushing the conversation. We're not skimming the surface. We're going to talk roots, purpose, message, struggle, and why conscious reggae still matters right now more than ever. So whether you're tuned in, wherever you're tuned in from, rolling up, cooling down, or just open your mind, get comfortable, because this isn't an interview. It's a conversation worth hearing. Jay Canter, welcome to the green room, my friend.
Thank you. Hey, I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thank you for being here. Oh my goodness. Thank you guys.
I'm honored to be here on WTHC radio. And thank you for that intro, man. It was very, very kind, very humbling, and I appreciate it.
Well, my pleasure. Scotty gave it to me. He sent it over. He said, fill in where I needed to fill in my name instead of his. I tried. I'm not a very good reader either. So we're in trouble.
Great. That was great. And also, man, this is the first time I've ever been interviewed by a puppet, and I'm kind of digging it. So
I like it. Good. I'm glad.
Sometimes
it scares people.
No, actually, some friends of mine do an adult themed puppet show. I don't want to say adult puppet show because that sounds kind of dirty, but like a puppet show for adults. I actually ran sound for them some years back, and so I dig puppet humor. So this is cool. Shout out to Scotty. I'm sorry to hear he's having internet issues, but I'll link back up with him again sometime. And
Ronnie, welcome in. Hi, Sean. How are you? Welcome in, everybody. Thank you for being here. So, did I say your last name right? Canter? Is that proper?
almost like the Canterbury Tales or whatever.
Okay, I just wanted to. I should have asked you before the show, but
or like what a horse does.
I got you.
It canters.
All right. So I have a whole shitload of questions here for you.
Right on.
And I'm just going to let you loose, and I'm going to do my best. I'm not very good at keeping my mouth shut, so tell me to shut up if I get out of control. All right?
No, we're good. This is a conversation. That's what we want.
All right. Well, here we go. And I'm going to start. This is origins and foundations. Okay. So I'm going to give you like categories, and then we'll go through a couple questions for each category.
Right on.
Right. Where did your personal journey into reggae and conscious music begin?
Man, long time ago. Even before I really knew, growing up in the States, right? Especially when I grew up, 80s, early 90s, like you would take the reggae where you could find it. And so you'd latch on to Bob Marley. I tell people, we didn't have Spotify back then, so you actually had to find somebody who had.
Can I interrupt already? I'm going to interrupt already. Where did you grow up? Just so I have an idea of where you come from.
So I was born in the Philadelphia area, and I moved to South Florida when I was about 11.
Okay,
so
cool.
That's really where the reggae got me. You come down here.
So in Philly, you heard the reggae at 11 or so, or after when you got to Florida?
Mostly in Florida, but then looking back, you realize that you heard reggae tinged things.
Right. You always heard it in other songs. You just didn't realize it was in there until after. Exactly. I got that. All right, go ahead. I'm going to shut up.
Right on. So, then, you get into Bob Marley and things like that. And then for me, it was when a neighbor of a friend of mine turned me on to Steel Pulse. And that was early 90s. And that was it from there.
Is that it? Okay. Don't do that to me. I was like, all right, I don't know if I should talk. All right, so that's where it was. Steel Pulse. I love them. I play them all the time over here. What moments in your life pushed you towards conscious roots reggae instead of just reggae?
Man, so every band I ever played in, whether they were reggae or not, I've said with each band in my life, I've gotten more and more closer to reggae, roots reggae, and closer to being totally conscious. And the band I had before Streetlevel was kind of, half reggae, half conscious or whatever. And I decided when I started Streetlevel that that's what I wanted it to be. I wanted it to be the foundations in roots reggae with other things thrown in. A lot of folk flavors in what we do, some rock, but I wanted it to be 100% conscious. And I look around and I see a lot of other bands doing that. And, not in any genre, really. There's always a few, Rage Against the Machine comes to mind in rock, people who are committed to just doing conscious music. And I decided that's what I wanted to do. And that's what we've done ever since. We've never deviated from that, and we never will.
Very cool. So I'm still a little confused, but I think we'll get to it as I ask more questions. Why was it important for Streetlevel Uprising to stay strictly conscious in its message? And if you answered that like in one of these questions prior, please just say I've already answered that.
I can elaborate on it. It's something the members of Streetlevel believe in. It's a message we try to spread. The positivity, the consciousness, the oneness, the bringing spotlights to the injustices of the world. It's just something that we all feel as people, and we decided to make that integral to what we do with our art.
So you're really feeling like at this time in the world as we speak, right? I would think, right?
Well, I always tell people like I was pissed under Clinton.
Yeah. I mean, I get it.
I'm not going to be happier now. Like, look, the basic of this is the system is what it is, no matter who's in charge.
Right.
And the emotion with that can ebb and flow. You can feel a little bit better or a little bit worse about who's in charge. But basically, the system is set up to squash us, to squash regular people. And it's just something that we believe in standing up against, no matter what administration's in there.
I got you. All right. So who were your earliest musical influences growing up?
Oh, number one, I'd have to say my dad, because he used to play drums down in the basement. And So that rhythm got into me, and he brought me into things like Motown and the Rolling Stones. And that
That's the
sense
first
of
concert
rhythm.
I ever went to was the Rolling Stones. My first
Right on. I've seen
ever.
them. I've seen them 4 times now. Even so
Mhm.
when I was 18, 19, I bought tickets for my dad and I to go see the Stones.
Yeah,
And last year I took my son to see the Stones. So it was
very
kind of
cool.
a full circle
Yeah,
experience.
full circle. Yeah, first.
Yeah.
And was Grandpa able to make it as well, or did?
Unfortunately, he's been gone for about
Sorry,
25
I
years now.
knew I
But
shouldn't have asked that
no,
question. I
it's all right,
knew
man.
I
It's all right.
should
But
have.
I'm sure he was
Hippie,
smiling.
don't do it, hippie. Don't do it. But I went there
No,
anyway. I'm sorry.
no, it's all good, man. I'm sure he was very proud.
I'm sure he was there with you anyway, in spirit,
Exactly.
with your
Exactly.
son, and that's a beautiful moment. And
Right.
I'll shut up from here on. And damn it. All right. Anyway, was there a moment you realized music was more than a hobby and it was your calling? I mean,
Yeah, man. Like, so when I was like 11 or 12, my parents came to me and they're like, "Do you want to learn an instrument?" And I was like, I'd never thought about it. And I was like, "Sure." And they said, "What do you want to play?" And I'm like, "Well," and they said, "We'll get you lessons." And I was like, "Okay. Well, dad can always teach me drums, but guitar looks interesting. Let me get that." So it was kind of the spur of the moment thing. And then I started seeing things on TV. You know when you get into something, all of a sudden you notice it everywhere, right?
yeah.
Yeah. So all of a sudden I started seeing like Jimi Hendrix and The Who and like all these guitar bands. And it was like, yo, that looks like fun. And I just wanted to start doing that. It looked cool. So,
Did you start out with rock and roll?
um,
Like classic rock, playing that at the bars and stuff?
a little bit, man. Like I said, with my dad, it was like the Stones and Motown. So I kind of came from that
Motown, right? You
rhythmic
said that.
angle. And then got into Jimi Hendrix and stuff like that. But there was a lot of rock bands, a lot of classic rock that I didn't get into. So it was like a little classic rock, some Motown, some funk and stuff like that. So I kind of came from that side and then got into reggae from there.
Gotcha. I want to shout out a couple people real quick. I want to say thank you to Sean and T-Bro. Sean is my one of the DJ I was telling you about before. He's from Florida. And Martinez is here. Hi, Martinez. How are you, sir? He's down in Florida right now as well. He's a singer-songwriter.
Right on.
You don't know. Welcome in, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. We're hanging with Jay Canter. And we're getting ready for our 420. We're going to play. Unfortunately, I don't know if I'm going to be able to play your video. I didn't get it over here in time, but I do have the song. We'll play your song and then we'll do our commercials and we'll come back. But let's keep going real quick. All right, moving on to Streetlevel Uprising, the movement. Okay. How did Streetlevel Uprising come together originally?
So the Bill and Zate who play in Street Level. Also, Zate used to play keys. Now he just kind of sings some harmonies with us. But we were playing in a different band, and it had kind of stagnated. Nothing was really going on. So I started recording a bunch of tunes that I had. I just recorded them solo acoustic, and then we started adding little bass on this tune, little keys on that tune, some drums on this tune. Anyway, so that became our first album, Dusk to Dawn Revolution. It was just an album I was putting out, but what happened was I decided to do a CD release party for it, and a whole bunch of people showed up. And we kind of looked at each other at the end of the night, and we said, well, I guess this is the band now. And
so a bunch of different people. That's what I was just going to cut in. And I said, don't cut in. I don't want to. But I'm going to say it. So you had different people, at different times jumping in. And then I guess at the end you said this is Streetlevel Uprising, right? And now everybody's still the same.
No, it was supposed to be just a one-off at the start, and then we made a band. We're down to 2 full-time original members, and then we have a bunch of part-time members.
Jump in. Yeah,
we even have musicians in different states where when we do a tour down south, we've got one set of musicians and do a tour.
Right. Yeah. It seems to be the thing now. It seems to be the thing with a lot of these groups. The singers, they can go pretty much anywhere, and they have a great group of people who are always there willing to jump in and help out. Yeah. And make beautiful music, I have to say, as well, with not having the time to practice or play together to be able to pull that stuff off in one day, or that's amazing.
Yeah, we do have It's the cost of touring that makes things like that happen, man. Especially, if I have to fly somewhere for a gig, it's a lot cheaper for me and one other cat to fly than it is for 7 people to fly.
Right, to fly a whole band or to drive a bus with 10 people on it and their wives and their kids and everybody. And yeah, exactly. We're not young anymore, so it's not just us, it's wives and kids and,
Exactly. Sometimes people can't travel because they've got young children or something.
Right.
I can't make this one. So we do what we can to always keep the music going every day.
That's what I love about this vibe, this whole genre, is that you guys all, no matter if it's the tippy top of the pyramid or the new guy just starting out, everybody's there for each other. Everybody helps each other, whether it's if you need somebody to jump in and play, or if you need some, we're here for you. And I love that about this whole genre.
Yeah.
Anyway, let me keep going before I forget. Go ahead. Go ahead.
So, we do what we can to keep the music going at all times, get up in the morning and make progress somehow. And if certain cats can't make a tour or a gig, find some that can, and we keep going.
Yeah. Nobody gets butt hurt because they didn't get to make it to that tour.
No, man. Everybody
they keep it to themselves anyway.
Yeah. Everybody's really.
I wish I wasn't married. I could have went and hung out with Jerry. Now I'm home with his darn wife and kids. Anyway, shout out to the wives and kids. Love you guys. Love you. Moving on. What does the name Streetlevel Uprising truly represent to you?
So that was just an expression that I had to express the emotion behind when true change happens. That's where it comes from. It comes from the street. It doesn't come from think tanks or the halls of Congress. Real change comes from enough people standing up and saying,
it's time for a change.
We need change. And that's where it always comes from.
I agree. All right. One more quick one, and then we'll go to our song, and then we'll do our commercials, and we'll come back, and we got like 40 minutes of more questions for you. How do you balance activism, message, and musical groove? Is that a short enough one, or is that going to be too
long? No. I love that question, and this might seem too simplistic of an answer, but like the balance is it all gets thrown into every tune, Right. Every tune is going to have conscious lyrics, whatever topic. And every tune, we're trying to make something beautiful for the listener. Everyone says they like lyrics. Most people say they like lyrics, but most people aren't really listening to them. Most people, they want to hear the groove. They want to hear the melody. That's what sticks in us. And I understand that. So to me, the music's got to be hot, or what am I doing this for? I could just be a poet. So it's just important to me that we're entertaining people with the music as we are trying to get our message across.
I love that. I'm the same. I'm that person that you're talking about. Like, I don't listen to the words. I hear the music. I hear the groove. I hear the vibe. I feel the beat before. And then I say, you know what? I like that. It's time to start learning those words and learning what this is all about. I don't know if I like it or I don't, but it's the way I am. Anyway, let's try. I think I might have gotten the video. Let's see. Here we go. Let's put it up here. We still have to hang out here, but I might be able to play it. Let's see if we can hear it. You hear that?
Yeah.
It is. It's Apple Cool. It doesn't go that way. It's live.
Some folks live to bury our hopes. There's only grift and grouse, run them out the house. I've played with the misled. I shoe it red with hearts of lead. Up on his bald head instead. Child love, they know nothing of. They bend the knee to the devil's fool. No one ever trusts the government unless their guy is running it. Everyone wants to vote how they vote, but they never think they'll reap what they sow. Jah love, they know nothing of. They bend the knee to the devil's fool. Ditches, they just couldn't wait to become snitches. How fast they got their lips on that ass. Jah love, they know nothing of. They bend the knee to the devil's fool. Jah love, they know nothing of. They bend the knee to the devil's fool.
Jay, I'm going to tell you, I loved it, and you're my hope right there. That song is my hope because you put the words right there, so I have to learn them when I'm watching. You're making everything happen for me. I'm learning the words, and it actually made sense. That's what they need to do for us people who take medicine. I think that's the biggest. The medicine. I can't remember the words, so if I can read them, then I'm better. That was a great song, right, Ronnie? I agree. Ronnie says great song. It was beautiful. I liked it very much. We got to do a couple quick commercials, and we'll be back with a shitload more questions for you. I appreciate you being here. Thank you so much, everybody. You're watching a Hippie-Fari podcast, Roots Reggae, something or other. I was jamming too, right? All right. Well, let me find the commercials. Let me get out of here. Hold on.
Are you searching for affordable products and great rosin? Well, look no further. Whether you're keeping it simple or going all out, we've got you covered. Sunny's for everyday deals, and Hash RX for that premium fire. Sunny's keeps your stash affordable, giving you value every single day. When you want the best, Hash RX. Oklahoma's premium live rosin. No solvents, no shortcuts. Affordable or premium, the choice is yours. Find us at Oklahoma dispensaries.
Nugs of many sizes, munchies, trippy friends, and stash jars are some of the gifts you'll find here at LoveNugBuds.com for a unique gift for your 420 friend. Love Nug Buds will have what you want in the end.
Welcome to the shop where the colors come alive. Collectors dream and never shine like fireworks in the sky. Stacked to the ceiling with stories in light. Magic in the air when the toys play at night. Robots spinning, Game Boys flashing, action figures strike a pose. Barbie's got her sunglasses on, G.I. Joe's in hero mode. Arcade lights and vintage signs, glowing warm and bright. Everybody smiles when the toys play at night. Race cars roaring down the aisle like thunder and chrome. Furby's waking up like they just found home. Every shelf's a treasure map, everything feels right. Step into the wonder when the toys play at night.
All right, we're back, and I want to thank my sponsors so very, very much. You guys help pay the bills, and you're amazing. Toys Play at Night, go there, right? WTHC 20 for 20% off, always on the website. If you're a toy collector, Jay, you a toy collector by any chance?
No, man. All I collect is way too many musical instruments.
Really? Well, it's not a bad thing to collect. They'll all be worth something someday.
But anyway. I'll never let go of them. That's the problem.
Oh, yeah, see that. Some people have that. That's what his show is going to be about this week: is collecting and never giving him up, and having way too many of them. So, tune in Wednesday night to Toys Play at Night podcast. Yeah, right here on WTHC. Anyway, thank you so much for hanging with us, Jay. I appreciate it. Everybody out there, thank you so much for being here. We are. This is the Hippie-Fari Reggae Roots podcast. I am the high-strung hippie, the other one that works here. I'm not Scotty. I'm just the hippie, the high-strung hippie. Anyway, moving on. Let's get back to the questions. What did I? All right. No, yeah. What separates Streetlevel Uprising from other modern reggae bands?
I think just that we're a little more committed to roots and conscious lyrics than most bands these days. Our sound can kind of have a little bit of a harder edge to it sometimes. I was joking with Scotty last week and saying that, sometimes we're a little too fast for reggae and a little too slow to be ska. So we kind of right in the middle there. But yeah, those are the few things that makes us, slightly different from most reggae bands these days.
You're just more passionate about your message, I think.
Yeah, maybe. I would think that everybody would, even if they're writing love songs or
I guess everybody. I don't want to say anybody's not passionate. Don't get me in trouble, Jay.
Yeah. No, but
everybody's passionate about their stuff. Yeah.
We're passionate about something different than most bands, I'd say. And I get a lot of bands who say, we play conscious too, and you listen to them and they've got a few conscious tunes. So I guess just the fact that we're committed to that for all of our tunes would be a big difference.
I got you. All right. And last question in this category of Streetlevel Uprising, the movement. How has the band evolved over time, musically and spiritually?
A lot of our evolution.
You can always call a friend. You don't have to. Yeah, there's you can get out of jail free cards. If you don't want to answer a question, you just say hippie no.
Yeah, a lot of our evolution has been forced by, those things outside of our control. Like everyone has things outside of our control. We won a Best Original Band, and we were based fully in Lawrence, Kansas, and we were based there. And in back-to-back years, we won Best Original Band in Lawrence, which, it's not the biggest town in the world, but anyone who knows Lawrence, Kansas, it's the richest musical experience outside of, I'd say, Nashville and Austin. It's everyone there plays, everyone's in a band. And it's so for us to be voted Best Original Band 2 years in a row was unbelievable to me.
Awesome.
That was right at the beginning of COVID. So it didn't give us any momentum. We didn't get to,
I was just going to say, how did COVID, I wasn't going to say until you brought up COVID, but how did COVID affect you guys? I guess that was your effect right after that, huh?
Yeah, man. And then I relocated, and then, we've had hurricanes. I was in a tornado my last year in Kansas. There's just, one thing after another. It's those outside forces that probably shaped us more than anything. Right. And during COVID, we had a couple members quit because, other things become important.
Yeah, you got other more important things. Making money is more important than playing in a band. If the band is making money, then great, more power to you. But I mean, if you got a family and kids, and it's unfortunate that you have to make those decisions. It sucks. I'm sure they didn't want to leave. I'm sure, you know.
And anyway. It's hard to make a living as a band. I mean, if you're not in this for the love of it and just riding it all the way to the end for the love of it.
Just for the love of it. You got to do it for the love of it, and then maybe you'll make it. Right? That's what I've heard is just do it every day because you love it, and then
right. And if not, if you're in it for the money, man, there's a million ways to make money easier than this.
Right. So I got a question from the crowd. Skunky wants to know, what is your favorite musical instrument that you own, I guess.
Oh, man.
Good evening to Big Frank. Big Frank, thank you for being here.
Oh man, that one hurts. I've got.
You don't want to hurt the other one's feelings by telling them.
Yeah, they can all hear me in here because I'm in my studio, so they can all hear me. But I mean, man, like I've got a Les Paul I've had for a little bit that I love. I just got a PRS this year that I love, and it's like a 19. Shoot, I don't remember the year, but I've got a Rhodes from the mid 70s, and
wow,
I love that thing. But above all of those things, man, I got my dad's 1967 Gretsch 4-piece kit, and I'd have to put that one above it just because my dad played it.
The sentimental value, yeah.
Yep.
Right. No, again, I'm sorry. God damn it, Skunky. Thanks a lot.
No, it's good, man. It's good.
Right, moving on. Message, meaning, and consciousness is our next category. All right, you ready? What themes are most important for you to address through your lyrics? What themes? And go for it.
The number one overarching thing, man, is human rights. Not seeing people be oppressed, not seeing people be discriminated against based on foolish things like skin color, sexual orientation, gender, etc., etc. I don't see why we have to hold anybody down on this planet. There's room for all of us.
It matters what's in anybody's pants or what they're doing in their bedroom.
No. First of all, it's none of anybody's business. And second of all, man, I mean, it sounds simple, but there's no reason that we can't all work together, that we can't improve all of our lives. Like, it's just, so just that whole message of togetherness and treating each other kindly.
That would be nice.
That's where we come from.
Do you write from personal experience or observation, or both? Both. And one thing I'd say, man, is even though when you hear bands do a lot of conscious music, like I keep bringing up Rage Against the Machine just because they're probably the most prominent band that only does that, one thing with their lyrics. Yeah.
I don't hear a lot of personal in their lyrics. It's all very observations about the machine, where we really put ourselves in these songs sometimes. And some of them are just observations.
Can I suggest somebody? I think Dropkick Murphy.
That's a good one too.
They put their everything into all of their lyrics for sure, man. They are out there and they're pretty badass. If you want to come on the show, Dropkick Murphy, hit me up. I'm ready.
Right on.
I got to try,
Hey, don't know unless you try, man.
Yeah, right. That's how I got into this whole DJing thing. I was just a stoned puppet over on TikTok, and now look at me, for crying out loud. How do you keep your message uplifting without ignoring harsh realities?
I think by keeping the music up. I think you keep the melodies sunshiny, you keep the rhythms going, and one side of our music that's still conscious is the celebration of life. So yeah, we have songs where we're talking about terrible things, but
and I don't use the thing about it is, I'm sorry, I cut you off, and I know I'm not supposed to. But the thing about it is like, I wouldn't even, because of the way I am, half the time I don't even recognize that there's hate in that song, or that I'm just listening to the vibe and jamming, and then all of a sudden somebody's like, "You like that song? Do you know it's all about blah blah blah?" And I'm like, "No, I just was jamming to the beat. I didn't even really care about the words."
Yeah, man. I do the subversive thing, man. Some of our songs sound a certain way, And you might never realize the lyrics are about a certain something if I don't tell you, you know.
Right.
It's just the way the song come out sometimes. I'm not trying to beat anybody over the head. I'm not trying to preach to anyone. You know,
Much
it's
love,
just
Frank.
about, you know, putting out these messages, but I want you to love the music. So, you know.
I get it. In today's world, why is conscious reggae still necessary?
Oh, because it ain't getting much easier and much better right now.
That was a silly question. I apologize.
No, it was perfect.
All right. Have you ever pulled back a lyric because it felt too real, or leaned in harder because of that? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I didn't, but I was counseled to. You know, sometimes you bring in a
Somebody
song,
came to you and said,
like all my friends
that.
or the cats in the band are like, no, don't say that. And I got it. It's because it could have easily been misinterpreted. So I said, okay, that's my fault. That one's gone. But I've had songs that I didn't pull back on and received threats about. And I don't know, there's not much you can do about that as an artist. It's you got to put out what you're putting out, and
you got to put out what your heart feels.
Yeah.
You don't. If you're an artist, I don't even think you have a choice. It just comes. It just comes to you. I would think.
Yeah.
That your music is your music, and it would just come to you as whatever it is, and you just write it out.
Yeah. And I never say anything threatening anyone or you know, encouraging violence or anything silly like that. So I just try to, even though we deal with some darker themes, I try to keep it as positive as I can.
Yeah. All right. So moving on, we're going to the next category. You ready?
Absolutely.
Hi, Melissa. How are you, sweetie? Good to see you. Thank you for being here. Songwriting and creative process. We're going to. What usually comes first for you? Lyrics, rhythm, or melody?
It's a couple of different ways. The main way I would say is I'll get a snippet of lyrics in my head that comes with a melody, and then I try to record it so I don't forget it, and then later on go back and try to flesh a tune out of it. But sometimes I'll get a chord progression or a drum rhythm or something, and you start from there, and then later on you have 4,000 snippets, and you try to kind of marry some of them together and make a tune.
Gotta be so difficult. I can't even snippet back here in the little video room. I'm like losing my mind. I can't imagine having all this in your brain and then trying to pull it out and trying to pull it from back. Oh my goodness, you guys are amazing. All musical artists are amazing. I say that right here on W. Anyway, do songs come fast or slow for you?
All shapes and sizes, all ways and means.
Yeah.
I've had songs take 10 minutes and I've had songs take 5 years, and it's,
Yeah, and do you get motivation from watching television, the news? Do you get motivation from the things that are going in the world today?
Yeah,
you're certainly and you're scrolling, and then all of a sudden you see a video and you're like, this is making me sick, or hey, something happy for once, and then you come up with something joyful.
Yeah, I tell you, man, the best thing that would happen to this band, the ultimate success for this band would be for the world to put us out of business. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get it. I would hate it, but I get it.
Now, we could do something else. We could start singing love songs.
Dance.
Or something.
Could be a dance.
I would be happy to switch over and do some other type of lyrics if these things didn't need to be talked about.
They weren't needed, right? If it wasn't needed to be spoken about.
Yep. So
all right, I lost where I was. How do you keep your message uplifting without ignoring harsh realities? Did we do that one?
Yeah.
All right. In today's world, we did that one. Oh, we're down here, duh. Where do you find your inspiration when you're feeling I just did that without even asking. Creatively blocked. When you're creatively blocked, where do you find your inspiration?
Man, that's a rough one, because I find for me the songs come in waves. I'll get in a mode where I write a bunch of tunes, and then somebody shuts off the tap and I can't write a thing for months. Sometimes if I just, you don't want to force it, but sometimes you have to. But there's no shortage of ideas. It's I think the shortage and the well run and dry sometimes comes from me just not being able to put it all together, to put together just a coherent, a theme or something that just sticks together in one song. And I've got to get over that, and eventually things start moving again.
Wow. There's so much involved. I just sit and I think, I'm listening to you and I'm like, wow, you don't even think about that kind of stuff. Like the blockage is where you have no idea what to do next because it's just like a brain fart and you got to deal with that. It's crazy shit, man. I get brain farts all the time. Is there a song in your catalog that best defines Streetlevel Uprising?
The one I always say is The Pendulum Swing. Because that one's just kind of a general statement about, I say rise up, I don't mean rise up and take up weapons and start beating people.
No, we're not talking start a war.
Right.
And
rising up as people to stand up for what's right, for people being treated right. Stand up if you care. So the pendulum swing is the one I always say because it's a good kind of general message about what we're about.
I'm going to go listen to that one right after the show. So pendulum swings. Okay.
Yeah.
Is there, that's which song means the most to you, even if it's not the most popular? Is it going to be the same answer?
Yeah, probably. Yeah. Just kind of all wrapped into one, I guess.
Yeah, makes sense. That's why I said, is it going to be the same? Because it makes sense. And I seem to be going ahead and I'm not even reading them. I'm psychic, I guess. I don't know. My questions are too easy to figure out. We're moving on, though. Reggae, culture, and responsibility. All right. How do you approach honoring reggae's roots while still pushing it forward?
I think you have to show the proper respect for it by owning it and by saying, this is what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to honor the roots. I'm trying to honor some of the conscious origins. But yet I'm not trying to copy an artist or artists that came before. I think as any kind of an artist, we're all standing on the shoulders of giants. So we have to acknowledge that this isn't ours. It comes from other people. In my case, this comes from Jamaica, and other parts of the African diaspora. But you don't honor anything by copying it either. So you need to put your other influences into this thing. And we're all using the same notes and words that everybody else is, man. There's nothing under the sun in music that hasn't been, that's truly original now, right? But you try to put your own spin on it by filtering it through all of your experiences and through all of your influences. And you just leave it there. You're just trying to be an artist and you leave it there.
Right. I was going to say something, but I didn't want to interrupt you, and now it's gone. So that was beautiful.
Thanks, man.
I'm sorry. I had something I wanted to say to you, but now I forgot.
Maybe it'll come back.
Say it again, and maybe I'll remember. I'm just kidding.
I don't know what I just said.
See, that's what happened. And I got lost in your luscious words, and then I was like, oh, now I'm fucked. Excuse me. What responsibility do reggae artists have today, if any?
I think it's along those same lines. I think it's to respect where
it brought me back to my question again, but
respect the roots, respect where it came from. Scotty and I actually just had a conversation.
That's what I was going to say. Scotty, that's why I brought Scotty here, because I enjoy the music, but I don't know enough about it. So, and Scotty seems to know a hell of a lot more than me. So that's why I'm proud to have Scotty over here and bringing the Hippie-Fari podcast and Roots Reggae over to this, because at least he can represent it better at WTHC than I could, but I enjoy the vibe and the love and the music. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Scotty's got a lot of respect too. That's why I love talking with him, and he's a good cat, and he's got the respect, man. Like anything else, the further we get away from the origins of this music, the more the more it kind of gets lost. And and so I love the bands that are trying to do a good job of honoring where this music came from.
I'm not going to say it. I was going to say, can you name a couple, or is that wrong of me? Don't name them if it's wrong of me.
Well, I'll never badmouth anyone, but I can.
Right. Well, I want you to good mouth a couple of the ones that you respect. Some of your favorites. How about that? Call them
there's some bands out there. There's some bands out there that most people don't know. Our good friends back in Topeka, Soul Rebel and the Beast. I love them. I've played with a lot of bands over the years that I like and respect, and I respect the big artists who bring out some of the old school on tour with them. I see when even though I don't listen to a lot of modern reggae, I see some of the bands, like I know Slightly Stupid brings out Don Carlos a lot. There's bands that bring out Fishbone, which is even though they're not a reggae band per se. Respecting the elders, respecting some of the originators, and bringing them out on tour, or having them share the studio with you, or guesting on your spots, whatever it is, because for whatever reason, some of the earlier artists or some of the greatest artists don't get the attention that some of the modern artists get. So I love it when the modern artists pay that respect. Saying, come with us, and we'll do this together.
That's the whole genre, though. It's like everybody, like I said earlier, everybody helps everybody. If it's the guy all the way up at the very tippy top, if he can help you down there, I feel like he would do anything he could. And it's the same for everybody. It's just, I feel like it's that whole genre. It's just that's what I love about it. Very calm and mental. It just brings me to the right place. Anyway, moving on. How do you feel about the commercial, I can't say that, of reggae culture, the commercialization, there it is, of reggae culture?
There's everything's a double-edged sword, right? Like almost everything in the world. So on one hand, you get spreading reggae farther to every corner of the earth, getting it more popular, getting people to notice it on social media and YouTube, TikTok, all that. There's that side of it, and there's also the side that maybe isn't so great. Maybe starts to leave the roots behind, starts to leave the respect behind. It happens to every genre of art, and it's certainly happened in reggae. So mixed blessing. It's got its good and its bad.
Where did they? Oh, all right. What role does unity play in your music and message?
I think unity is everything. I think if we really want to achieve our potential as human beings, unity is essential. That's why the division that we have in this country right now cannot be sustained. And we can be as mad at each other as we want. And I see a lot of people being mad. I get mad sometimes.
Oh, I'm an angry elf.
Yeah, let's be honest. Like everybody who knows me, they think I'm nice or whatever, and I am. I'm the nicest person in the world, right up until I'm not. I am unashamed to say I'm angry. I'm an angry person. I choose to use it to be angry about what I consider to be the right things, not petty things, and I try to channel it in a positive way through art. But
maybe I need to start singing, because I don't channel very well.
Well, this long-winded half a point that I'm making is just like the division can't stand, because we can't, whether it's 50-50 or 60-40 or 70-30 in this country, like we still got to work together. There's not, whether you want regime change and you're mad at everybody and then you get the regime change, you're like, great, now they're going to be mad at you. And this cycle goes on. So
going back and forth. It's just the same shit, different pile.
Precisely, man. And I don't know the answer because I'm not a smart enough person to have any damn answers. But I will tell you that it can't continue to be this divisive. And I don't know.
The shame is all my life I didn't really give a shit. And now, unfortunately, I have to, because it's like I didn't have that. I had that other lifestyle of just living and enjoying my life. And then now I have to be concerned about what's going on every day because there's something new going on in every day, whether it's good or bad, either way.
Right.
And it's just, I feel like, and then of course, having children, after having children, you have to be able to explain to them, everything you need to explain to them as best as you can as an adult parent.
And I accidentally raised another couple of angry artists, so I'm just perpetuating the cycle. But
myself, one's already moved out and left me, and the other one doesn't speak to me, but he still lives upstairs.
Oh wow.
He's a mommy's boy. Anyway, moving on. How do you want your listeners to feel after hearing a Streetlevel Uprising song? How do you want us to feel?
Well, I hope they don't feel angry like I do, because I don't want anyone.
I don't think that your music comes out angry. I mean, some of your messages are about things that make you angry, but I don't feel as though they are angry songs.
I appreciate that, because I certainly don't want it to come off like that, but I still want them to feel good. I mean, just like any other entertainer, if you take the message aside,
it's going to be just like any other entertainer, right? I mean, you're going to have your fans and you're going to have your haters. It doesn't matter.
Exactly.
I mean, in your case, your haters might be a little more outspoken than the average hater, if anything. You know what I mean? Like, and who cares?
Yeah,
who cares? Yeah,
it's you got to make art for yourself, man. Because if you're not happy with what you're making,
right,
no one else is going to be.
That's what it's all about.
We're certainly a quirky niche band. We're not going to appeal to everyone. We're not going to be the biggest band in the world, but we're honest to ourselves, and I hope that honesty comes across, and that people who do dig this kind of music, I hope they hear us and they feel good enjoying the music.
I think that you're doing exactly what you need to be doing, and don't change for nobody, because first off, you have to do what you have to do to make yourself happy. And if you're not happy, then how are you going to make anybody else happy? And then the people that don't like it, who cares? They're not happy for their own reasons. And the people who do love it, they love it because they love you and what your message is, obviously.
I can only be me, man. I'm not trying to be anything or anyone else. I can only be me, All
right. We're on to our last topic. 5 more questions. All right. Can we make it?
We can. Right. I have faith in us.
We can do it. All right. So here we go. What are you currently working on or building towards?
So I started doing this thing last year where we decided, you know what? We've always been an album-oriented band. Stubbornly clinging to that, but that's not the way the music world is today. So I said, okay.
Yeah, it used to be like that. It's not the same. Now it's single. It's
the 1950s all over again. So we just decided we are going to release a single every month. And at the end of, say, 9-10 months or so, we'll put an album together of those singles plus a few unreleased tunes and that as an album. But every month, man, we skipped December because holiday music, holiday season. But aside from December,
who needs it?
Yeah, we just released a song last Friday called "She Walks Away." Next month, which is the 10th anniversary of our second album, we're releasing an acoustic remix of a tune from that album, and then just on and on, just new song after new song until we can't go anymore.
So you run out. And then you can never run out because there's new stuff going on every day.
That's the thing, man. Like,
or make you happy every day.
Well, if I wrote love songs, man, how many could I really write? But yet, with everything going on in this world, unfortunately,
you could do it. You would just have to fall in love every day. It's like Groundhog's Day. I'd have to fall in love with a different woman every day so I could write a new love song.
And my wife would be very unhappy about that.
Your wife wouldn't be happy about that.
We're not going to be doing that.
One love song, and that's all you're allowed to write, and that's for your wife.
That's right.
You've never written any others. That was the first and only love song. Mrs. Canter.
So you get it.
I know. I'm married 26 years, bro. I know.
Hey, we're coming up on, what year is this? We're coming up on 25, man.
Nice. Yeah. 19 something, 99, I think. Any
Right
news?
on. Right on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, next month, 26. Yeah.
Excellent.
Anyway, how do live shows differ? Oh, first, before I go on, Jay, you have my email now. Send me anything you want on MP3 of your music. Every time you drop something new, you can always send it to me, and I will upload it. So if we're not on the air, it'll automatically play through the computer. And of course, I can give it to all of my DJs, and then they can add it to their playlists as they choose. So that being said, that's an option to you. Don't tell Scotty.
That's extremely kind of you, and I appreciate that.
Oh, anytime, absolutely. And if you have something big you want to come back and tell us, please just hit me up and say, "Hey, Hippie, I got if you want to go on Scotty's show, absolutely. I have a podcast. We have a couple other podcasts that have to do with music as well. So that would love to have you as well. So we could.
I'm always happy to sit around.
Share you like well, I'm not going to go any further.
I'm always happy to sit around and chat music, man.
Awesome. All right, moving on. Let's go. How do live shows differ from the studio experience for you?
Man, so 5-10 years ago, I might have said I love playing live and I hate the studio. But at this point, I love both. There's nothing better than being on stage and making people happy in a live environment, and then getting off stage and meeting those people. Like that's why we do it. That's why
you have them all come up to you and be like, "Oh my God, I love you."
Not so much that, but
sign my kitty.
I've made almost all of my friends I've made because I play music and I meet people in different places, different cities. That's why I do this. That's why I play live, is to meet people, make friends. That's what this is about. It's about connecting. So that's why I love playing live. And the studio, I just love. I've treated it more like a canvas where I can do different things now in here. So
I've never personally been in the studio, but I've heard the difference between not in the studio and in the studio, and I love the studio. The studio definitely makes the music, just makes it complete. You can sing it, and I've heard many people sing beautifully without the studio. I'm not saying anything against that. I'm just saying when you put out that single or that album, and it's just different. You can hear it's everything. I don't know. I'm stoned. I took a lot of RSO earlier. Anyway, moving on. What's one message you hope new listeners take away immediately? Besides the fact that you're as cool as shit.
Man, I just want them to dig the vibe, to dig whether they hear the lyrics, understand the lyrics, or anything. And I know the lyrics are important to us, and that's why we put lyrics, the captions on most of our videos. But I just want them to dig the vibe. I just want them to say, "Hey, these cats love music. I love music. We're one. We're unified. We're all together, and we can overcome anything."
I love it. I love it. What advice do you give to young artists trying to stay conscious and authentic? And authentic.
Staying conscious is, don't let it drive you crazy, because it, at times it's been, you kind of go down the rabbit hole and you're reading everything and you're seeing everything, and you could drive yourself crazy. So sometimes you have to step back into real life and, smell the flowers, enjoy some good food.
Take your shoes off and walk on the grass and get grounded.
And I'm sure a lot of us are going through this in this country right now, man. It can't be a 24/7 thing. You have to, or you'll drive yourself crazy. You'll drive yourself crazy, man, getting out of that.
I'm speaking from experience. I was in a rabbit hole for a while there. I just recently broke away from some of it, just to get my mind clear, because for crying out loud, I was getting caught up in this shit.
Yeah.
But that being said, I'm still nervous. Anyway,
we should be. We should be nervous.
Being said, when is it? This is the final and last question. Are you ready?
I am. Let's do it.
All right. When it's all said and done, How do you want Street Level Uprising to be remembered?
As people who cared, as people who just said, we care enough about what's going on in this world that we make it our whole thing. And let's be real, man. We cost ourselves opportunities by playing conscious music the way we do. A lot of what we do is for charity, benefits, or other things. And being strictly conscious, it's going to cost us certain festivals, certain gigs, and things like that. So we just want to be remembered as a band who didn't give a shit about that and who just freaking cared.
Right. And I think you are. I think you're amazing. I want to say thank you so much for coming and hanging with us. I need you to stick around, like I asked before, just for a couple minutes after the show. That being said, your message is amazing. Everybody, tell everybody where they can find you, all your music. You're on all the platforms, I'm sure, right?
On all the platforms and Facebook.
Is it under Jay? Is it Jay Cutler? I mean, Jay
the quarterback?
Quarterback now, yeah. Sorry. Welcome in, Skull.
We're Street Level Uprising. Yeah, streetleveluprising.com, Street Level Uprising on Facebook, Street Level J on Instagram.
It's Street Level Uprising for the most part, not J Canter.
Everything is Street Level. When I play solo shows, it's J of Street Level Uprising. It's all Street Level Uprising there.
Welcome in, everybody. Thank you so much for being here, everybody, and everybody who's going to come and watch this show. We love and appreciate you guys. Jay, please stick around. Thank you so very much, everybody. Scotty will be back hopefully next week. He had internet issues. I did my very best to be the high-strung hippie.
You did great, man.
I'm going to go. I'll be back.
From the vinyl to the vibes, yeah, the signal stays strong. Roots in the system, play the truth in the song. High strung hippie with the mic in his hand, broadcasting consciousness across